All right, today's video is big. We're going to go over the experiment that my grade 12 chemistry students do for their lab exam, and that is making ASA, or acetylsalicylic acid, otherwise known as aspirin. So let's start by showing you all the equipment that we're going to need. We're going to have to go around the room to do this because there's a lot, but we have stir rods, along with these nice mini spatulas that we could put on them. I'll show you what they're used for later. We are going to need 150 milliliter beakers with funnels. We are going to need 125 milliliter Erlenmeyer flasks. And let's move over to see what else we need. We are going to need these small 50 milliliter beakers and an ice water bath. So just plastic container with water and ice. In the fume hood, I have these plastic trays. I like them. It helps me to control if there's any spills. And pipette and bulb, a 100 milliliter beaker, which we will place some acetic anhydride in. Of course, over here we've got our safety station. There's also lots of goggles here, but we're going to need safety goggles and gloves. Here we have filter paper. I've got full round ones, which we'll actually use for filtering, and half ones, which I'll show you what I use those for. Let's move on. At the back here, we have a nice hot water bath, which is set to about 90 degrees. If you're going to have a hot water bath that you're making with a Bunsen burner or a hot plate, just make sure you don't boil. You don't want to boil what you're making. So these ones work great because they keep the temperature steady at 90 degrees. And finally, we have a scale, a digital scale, another beaker with a scupula, which I will place some salicylic acid inside. All right, now that we know what equipment we need, let's get started with the procedure. And if you liked to get a copy of the handout, which shows the procedure and questions that I make my grade 12 students do as well, that'll be available for free in the description. So let's start by grabbing safety equipment. All right, so we got our safety goggles and our gloves. Now we're going to grab an Erlenmeyer flask and let's head over to the back. On our way to the back, I picked up one of these half filter papers. What I'm using it for is just to place onto our scale so that we can collect a certain amount of our salicylic acid. And now I want to collect 2 grams. Now this has 3 decimal places, so 2.0 at least. We can be off by 0.01. So let's start. 2.040. So that's how many grams we have. So record that. And we're going to take that. This is why I like the half filter paper. And put it into our flask. All right, let's grab our Erlenmeyer flask and head over there. So here I have acetic anhydride. I'm going to place some in the beaker. Now I'm going to use the pipette and bulb to collect 4 milliliters. So I got it up to the 5. So I'm going to drain down from the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'll be 4 milliliters. And I'll put the rest back. All right, so now that we have this, let's go grab a stirring rod and mix it until it's completely dissolved. It's just a stirring rod. We don't need the spatula yet. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes. It's not completely dissolved yet, but I tell my students to stir for no more than 3 minutes. If it gets dissolved by then, great, but it probably won't be. 3 minutes is a good amount of time. So now we're at the front of the room. Students come and place this in this bin and then step away. This is a secret ingredient I didn't mention before. It's our catalyst, and I do not allow students to use it. This is called highly concentrated 18 molar sulfuric acid. So I take this and I'm going to put in 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. And then I give it back to my students and they continue to mix. Let's move on. All right, so we are now at the hot water bath and the temperature is about 90 degrees. We can check it just to make sure. Okay, after they've mixed in their catalyst for about 5 to 10 seconds, we're going to place it in the hot water bath for 10 minutes. Every so often, just giving it a little swirl to continue that mixing. So we're not going to continue the video for 10 minutes. I'm going to pause here, and I'll see you again in 10 minutes. However, an important point I always tell students is don't let go of this. If you let go, it'll just tip over. You have to hold it in there for 10 minutes. See you in 10 minutes. All right, so now we're over here at the ice bath. It's been 10 minutes. We've got our flask, and this is just water and ice. I'm going to start by taking some of that ice water. And I'm going to take exactly 20 milliliters, or about. There we go. We're going to add that to our flask. And now we're going to hold it in the ice water for about 10 minutes, occasionally giving it a little swirl. All right, we'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, so it's been 10 minutes. I'm back over here. I've got my Erlenmeyer flask, and now I have my beaker and my funnel, and I brought a little more ice water just in case. Now I'm going to take one of my stirring rods and put on that mini spatula. And one more thing, we have our full piece of filter paper because we're essentially done making our ASA, but we've also made acetic acid. The acetic acid is the liquid, the ASA is a solid, so we need to separate them. So our last step is to filter. I highly recommend not rushing this step. Okay, it's probably one of the longer steps, believe it or not. So we're going to fold our filter paper in half and then in half again. And we can open up one piece like so and put it in. And now we're going to start to add. And the reason why I say this is a longer step is because I don't want anybody rushing it. Usually some students are done and they think, yes, I just have to filter it, and they end up overflowing it. You don't want to spill any out, so go slow. Okay, see how slow that filters? And the scupula is to help us to get everything in there. So we're going to try to get it all of that out. Couldn't quite get all of it, so that's what the extra ice water is for. So we can add some more ice water. Okay, we want to get all of that. Don't want to leave anything behind. All right, we are done. There is our aspirin, but we're going to let it dry out over the next 24 hours, and then we'll be back tomorrow to test its purity. All right, so it's been 24 hours, and there, right here, is our aspirin. So what we're going to do now, so that we can do the calculations that are on the handout, which again, you can download for free in the description, is we're going to figure out the mass of that aspirin that we've made. So let's test it. So we have 2.745 grams, But one thing to remember is that one of these filter papers was about 0.875 grams. So make sure you subtract the two so that you know the mass of the aspirin that we made. And next, to actually figure out the purity of the aspirin, we're going to test its melting point. Now, aspirin will melt at about 136 degrees Celsius. So we're going to put a little bit of our aspirin onto this melting point apparatus. We put it in this centerpiece, and then I turn it on. And this is a thermometer that goes up to about 300 degrees. So once we notice it's starting to melt, we're going to check the temperature, see how close we are to the 136. For this, you might want to come a little bit closer to see. Right, so the temperature is almost at 100 now, and nothing's melted. 110, 120. Okay, so you can see it melting. It's happening very quickly now. So it looks like it fully melted just after about 140 degrees, so it probably started melting a little bit before that. So I think we did a pretty good job. I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you subscribe so I can help you with your high school STEM classes.